Okay, so today we'll be talking about disinfection and sanitation, and we'll be talking about the procedure that we use to disinfect our nail service implements. When it comes to disinfection, you want to make sure everything is labeled, all your containers are labeled and clearly visible. You want to make sure your containers have a top and they close, and all the implements that you are disinfecting are going to be non-porous. So if your implements are metal, non-porous, plastic, you are able to disinfect and your implements, and they are considered multiple use implements. If your wooden pushers, your pumice stones, and your nail buffers would be single use. Okay, so when it comes to your disinfection, you want to make sure that you take a look at the cleaning solution that you'll be using. We'll be using Barbicide solution to disinfect our implements, and we'll be following the manufacturer's directions as described in the directions on the container. By observing the manufacturer's directions, it tells you that this is intended to be mixed with water, and it tells you specifically the mixing ratios. It tells you that for every 32 ounces of water, you will be mixing 2 ounces of Barbicide, and you will be following the procedure necessary to make sure that all the contaminants in your tools have been completely disinfected. Okay, so the beginning procedure is to first clean your implements. So you would you would either be in your sink, or you could use a container and use just regular soap and water. I'm using a little bit of Dr. Bronner's soap into my container here that's been filled with some water. I have a brush for scrubbing, and I am submerging my tools. I'm wearing, as you can see, I'm wearing an apron. I'm wearing my PPE gloves, and I'm wearing eye gear to protect my eyes. So you want to make sure that when you're disinfecting your tools, you're observing all the safety and sanitation precautions to protect yourself. You want to make sure that there's no product residue left and no debris left on your implements. Once I've cleaned my implements with soap and water, I'm going to rinse off the excess, and I'm going to dry my implements before I put them in the quaternary solution. You may use, I just have a regular kind of brush here. It's plastic, nylon bristles. Your nylon nail brush works fine as well to clean your implements and scrub your implements. Also a toothbrush that has not been used, a brand new toothbrush. That is also a useful cleaning tool. If your tools are closed, you want to make sure you pop them open. You want to make sure you open them up and you get the areas that would have, get every area that would have not have been able to be cleaned had the implement been closed. As you can see, this implement, it can come apart because it has a little spring in the middle. If you want to go in and disassemble it to clean your spring, you are able to do so in this moment. You want to make sure you're aware of all your implements, and if they come apart, track the little pieces. You don't want to lose the pieces while you are cleaning your implements. You don't want to lose anything. Due to the effectiveness of the Barbicide solution, the temperature of the water in the soap and water is really irrelevant. You can use cold water, you can use hot water, warm water. You do have gloves on, so the gloves do protect a little bit from the heat. So if you like using really hot water, you can. But cold water works fine too, because you're going to be dipping it into Barbicide. Okay, so I have cleaned my implements with soap and water. I am going to rinse the soap and water out of my container, and I'm going to rinse my implements in plain water. All right, making sure all of the soap has been cleansed off of my tools. It's really important to get all of your soap residue off of your tools completely, because if you just take them out of the soap and water and immerse them into your quaternary solution, you will be diluting the mixture of your quaternary solution, so it will render it less effective and not able to disinfect the implements properly. So you would want to make sure that all residue, all soap residue, all excess moisture from the implements has been completely removed before you immerse into your mixed quaternary solution. Okay, while those are drying a little bit, I'm going to show you how to mix my solution. I'm going to make sure I measure everything out correctly, and I will display that on camera. Give me 1 second. When it comes to mixing your quartz solution, you want to add your water to your container first, and then your quartz solution afterwards. The reason being is that if you add the quartz solution first and then the water, it tends to sud up. So you don't want your quaternary solution to suds up. So you're going to add the water first. So in accordance to manufacturer's directions, I'm going to make sure that I use something that has measurements. My tint bottle is clean and has measurements displayed on the bottle in ounces and in milliliters. So I'm going to fill this twice because I'm not certain if this is going to take the full 32 ounces. So I'm going to double check. I'm going to fill this twice and see where we're at, and if I need to put in more, I will. So here we have 8 ounces of water. Another 8 ounces gives us 16 ounces. Yeah, I can put 32 ounces in there. All right. Then one more will make 32. Okay. Okay, so 4 of these gave me my 32 ounces. And I'm going to add 2 ounces of quaternary solution. So about right here. All right. So I've measured out 2 ounces. Notice how this is an 8-ounce bottle and about a fourth of the bottle is full. There you are. And then we add our quaternary solution to our water mixture. And our quaternary solution has been properly mixed. And you'll notice the tint of blue that you're working with. When you're mixing this properly to your manufacturer's directions, it's a very distinct shade of blue. So if you go to the salon or the barbershop and you see this stuff and it looks as dark as this, that means it's mixed improperly. If you go to the salon or a barbershop and it's mixed so faintly that it's a light blue instead of this kind of like blue carousel color, it's kind of like blue carousel. But if it's lighter than this, then it's also undermixed. So both overmixture and undermixture is dangerous. Okay, so definitely the proper mixture of water ensures that all the virucidal, tubercidal, and all the different germicidal and fungicidal aspects take effect. All right. Any questions? Okay. So I'm going to ensure that my implements are fully dried and there is no moisture present whatsoever. And again, the reason why you want to ensure that there's no moisture present whatsoever in your implements is so the mixing ratio of your quaternary solution does not become diluted. All right, so we got our implement number 1. Submerge. Dry, dry, dry. Once you've ensured that all the moisture is removed from the little center coil, also you may fasten your implements. In this case, we have our Barbicide jar, which makes it so I don't have to reach directly into the solution to retrieve my implements. However, if you were mixing your quaternary solution in a container, like a Tupperware container, you would want to ensure that you have your proper gloves, and you would have a pair of tongs to retrieve your implements out of the container. Okay, so now you set your timer for the amount of time as specified by Barbicide's manufacturer's directions for your implements to disinfect. And it's important to adhere to the manufacturer's directions and not to leave your implements in for prolonged periods of time, because this Barbicide solution is quite potent and it will have a propensity to rust your implements. So if you leave your implements in there for more than the specified time, you will find that the wear and tear of your implements, they will degrade much faster, and they are highly likely to begin to rust. All right. Okay, so we have disinfected according to our manufacturer's directions. The amount of time. I'm still wearing my PPE equipment, my gloves, my apron, and my safety eyewear. And I am making sure that I don't immerse my hands into the solution. I'm pulling my implements out of the solution using my gloves. I'm ensuring that my skin is not coming into contact with any of the disinfectant solution. Boom. There we are. And upon removing your implements, you also want to examine your quaternary solution to make sure that no debris or of any kind has been left in the solution. Indeed, if there is no debris in the solution, this solution is just fine to continue using to disinfect your implements. If you did see some sort of debris, you would have to remix your solution. I'm going to go get my container to rinse off my implements in water, and I'll be right back. Okay, so when you are drying off your implements, you want to make sure that all of the quaternary solution has been removed by you immersing them in clean water. And once you have removed excess quaternary solution, you want to make sure you dry them with a perfectly clean towel. Once they have been dried, you want to lay them out and make sure that they are completely, all moisture has been completely removed from the implement before you store them in their sealed container. When you place them back in their sealed container, in accordance with state board's rules and regulations, the container that you place your sanitary disinfected implements into must be a non-porous container. So I understand that our implements came in these really pretty kind of velvet cases. However, the rules and regulations in accordance with our state are in a place where that's not a sanitary container to store your implements after they've been disinfected. So you must place them in a non-porous container, like a plastic container or a plastic sealed bag, medical bag of some kind, or a Ziploc. All right. Okay, and then that would conclude how to properly sanitize and disinfect your manicuring and pedicuring implements. Again, just summarizing, all the implements in our industry that can be disinfected and reused are always going to be non-porous implements. All right.